سؤالي يا قلبي يا خالي، جاوب عن سؤالي، مشغول من ايه وشاغلني ليه؟ مشغول من ايه وشاغلني ليه؟ ليه يا قلبي يا قلبي ليه؟
يا خالي جاوب عن سؤالي، يا قلبي يا خالي جاوب عن سؤالي.
مشغول من ايه وشاغلني ليه؟ مشغول من ايه؟
Right, guys, welcome to the fifth episode. Welcome to the fifth episode of the 10+1 World Cup Podcast. And today, we're going to be talking about the round of 16 review, looking back at the 8 matches we had in the round of 16, and we also are looking ahead and previewing the matches for the quarterfinal, which starts tonight and tomorrow. So, without further ado, well, before we start, why not hit the like button on this live stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, in terms of other sort of news on my channel, I do have potential news for my channel over the next few weeks, I would say, as there is going to be another tournament just after the World Cup. But I'll discuss on those sort of things on a later date. So let's jump into the World Cup. Round of 16, we'll first review that. Share screen. World Cup. World Cup. All right. Can do it like that. Easier. All right, so the 2022 World Cup round of 16 has been completed for the past week or so, basically. And we'll start off with the Netherlands versus USA game. That game finished in a 3-1 victory for the Netherlands, with Denzel Dumfries getting 2 assists and 1 goal in that match against the USA. And it was a very, very... it was kind of an easy match for the Netherlands, I would say, and I just think that the USA weren't that good enough in the end. I think the quality did show from the Netherlands, and I just think that even though the Netherlands aren't that great in terms of how they look, not really easy on the eye, I still think that the Dutch against USA, regardless of how they were performing, I think they were still the better team, just on paper, and it showed on the pitch as well against USA. So, yeah, that game finished 3-1 for the Netherlands, and they're in the quarterfinal. And then the next match is Argentina versus Australia. I watched a little bit of this match. I actually did watch a little bit of both matches, Netherlands, USA, and Argentina, Australia. This one, Argentina, Australia, finished 2-1 for Argentina. And, once again, the two teams, Netherlands and Argentina, they haven't been amazing in those matches, but they got the job done because of their quality. And that's what you get when you're at a World Cup, that you do have, the quality that can help you succeed. And it definitely showed, not only for the Dutch, but for Argentina as well, as Lionel Messi finally scores his first ever World Cup knockout stage goal. So, a big congratulations to Lionel Messi. And then the next match, which I believe were on Sunday, this past Sunday, we had France versus Poland. This one I did watch. Was it amazing? Not really, but I think Poland had a better game plan than what they've had throughout the whole tournament so far. I think this is maybe Poland's best game so far. um, in terms of how they looked. But obviously, when you come up against France, the defending world champions, it was always going to be difficult for Poland to really get something. But Poland did have the opportunity to take the lead, actually. I think 2 or 3 attempts on goal for Poland before France finally, broke the deadlock, and Giroud getting the goal that ultimately meant that um, that France have basically that makes him the top scorer for France, basically, when it comes to uh, just the French team in general. I don't know what I'm saying there. And then obviously Kylian Mbappe scoring 2 goals, and then it was 3-0, kind of sealed the deal. And then Poland were given a penalty, basically the last kick of the game. Robert Lewandowski scoring. So the game ended 3-1 for France, and they're in the quarterfinal. And then the other round 16 match, we had England versus Senegal. I think the first 30-35 minutes of that game, I think it was quite even. Senegal had their chances. But when it mattered most, the killer blow, Jordan Henderson scoring a goal for England in the 35th minute or something like that. And then I believe it was 2-0 shortly after as well. So, for Senegal, tough luck for them, because, they could have actually taken the lead and the game could have been a lot different in that one. But England got the result that they needed in order to, progress into the quarterfinal. And then the next round of 16 match was Japan versus Croatia. This game, to be honest, was quite even between both teams. I watched the whole game, the whole 120 minutes and penalties. And yeah, as I said, both teams were quite even, Japan and Croatia. And so it wasn't really much to separate them. So obviously it went to penalties. And unfortunately for Japan, once again, round of 16 heartbreak. Like they somehow cannot get past the round 16, no matter what, which is unfortunate for them. But what can you say? And then that meant that Croatia progressed into the quarterfinal. It's the third quarterfinal in their history. The past 2 times were 98 when they finished third, and the last World Cup when they finished as runners-up. So, another deep one for Croatia. And then on the game after that was Brazil, South Korea. I'm wearing a Brazil shirt, so getting in the mood of potentially watching Brazil today. Though I am kind of sleepy. I haven't slept in almost like 24 hours basically, so I'm a bit tired. But crack on. Brazil took a 4-0 lead by halftime. The game was already done when Brazil scored the first goal. And then the second goal, to Neymar. The first goal came from Vinicius Jr. Second goal came from Neymar, and that was in like the first 15 minutes of the game. The game was done. It was game over for South Korea at that point. And yeah, South Korea did score a late consolation, a very good strike from Park Sang-ho. And it meant that South Korea at least ended their World Cup campaign with a bit of, a respectable scoreline, sort of. And yeah, it ended Brazil 4, South Korea 1. and then the Spain match. Lost on penalties. Upset, obviously. I think when it was like when Busquets missed the penalty, I knew it was game over. So I didn't even bother watching the winning penalty for Morocco. I did not watch it. I just left my live stream. That's it. I'm not watching that. So um yeah. Look, I didn't want to speak too much on the Spain game. Obviously, there's news of Luis Enrique no longer the manager of Spain, which for me personally, I think I would agree with. And that's because I had different expectations for Spain and didn't deliver. So yeah. Oh, SS. SS1397 says Spain couldn't score in 120 minutes of football and even in penalties. Yep. It is what it is, basically. I didn't really bother, like, after the game. I just didn't want to watch it. I just didn't want to care about football from that point on. Just getting a charger. I have to charge my laptop. But I have come to terms with the elimination from the World Cup. But hopefully now I get to enjoy the rest of the World Cup, even if Spain aren't in it. And yeah, the final game of the round 16, Portugal 6, Switzerland 1, and I predicted this game that Switzerland would win. Yeah, I was definitely wrong with that one. I didn't watch this game, honestly, because of the Spain game, that I just didn't want to watch football anymore for the rest of the time. And for Portugal, this definitely gives them a huge boost heading into that quarterfinal they have tomorrow on Saturday against Morocco. So, and also, just to add, we also got our first hat trick of this World Cup. Gonçalo Ramos for Portugal. He scored 3 goals against Switzerland. And I think this is now back-to-back World Cups that we had Portuguese players scoring hat trick. Ronaldo did against Spain back in 2018. And now Ramos got a hat trick against Switzerland in this one, and it's actually the first knockout stage hat trick since 1986, I believe. I believe it was a Soviet Union player back in 1986 against Belgium. I think the game was a 4-3 game, something like that, if I remember. But yeah, congratulations to Portugal for winning against Switzerland. And it meant that Portugal meet Morocco in the round of 16. So let us move on with the quarterfinals of the World Cup. These are the quarterfinal for the World Cup itself. Croatia versus Brazil and Netherlands versus Argentina are tonight. And then we have Morocco versus Portugal and England versus France tomorrow on Saturday. So this is a huge matchup to determine who's going to reach the quarterfinal. The semifinal of the World Cup. So let's start off with Croatia, Brazil. Obviously, Brazil are the big favorites here. I have a Brazil cert. Look, I think Brazil have been, upping up their tempo ever since then. So hopefully for Brazil, they keep it up, because I think Brazil have the quality to overcome Croatia in this sort of game. And I will say that Brazil wins this game. I could go with a slight win for someone, but I will go with Brazil 2-0. I think that seems about right. Brazil 2-0 against Croatia. That'll be my prediction. So Brazil will reach the semifinal. And then next up, we have Netherlands versus Argentina. This one is a World Cup classic, basically. They each play each other in the past 8 years. 1998, the Netherlands won. 2006, 0-0 draw in the group stage, but both progressed. 2014, in the semifinals of the World Cup in 2014, Argentina won on penalties after a 0-0 draw. So there is some recent record between the two teams, and for the Netherlands, it would be a big achievement if they can reach the semifinals of the World Cup, even though they missed out in 2018, but they actually made minimum the semifinals in both 2010 and 2014. So it'll be quite an achievement for the Netherlands if they can reach the semifinals of this World Cup. And for Argentina, look, I predicted Argentina to win the World Cup, but I will say the football gods will not be with us. I'm going to predict that the Netherlands beats Argentina 1-0 in this game. And that would mean, what would that mean? That would mean that the Netherlands are going to be in the semifinal against Brazil. That is a big, big, big matchup. In that, if that was to happen, Brazil, Netherlands, or even though I said Argentina lose, but Brazil v Argentina would be nice as well. But yeah, I have Brazil going up against Netherlands in the first semifinal. And then the other two quarterfinals will start off with Morocco versus Portugal. Morocco being the only non-South American or non-European team left at this World Cup. Just being honest, they've done well in this World Cup, so I'll just give them that credit. But Portugal, I feel like they've come up to a better gear. I feel like this is a perfect tournament for Portugal now. And to be honest, I didn't really expect them to reach, potentially a path to the semifinal. But, here they are, Portugal. And I think that it's going to be... I think Portugal will show a lot more quality up front than what Spain had in the other game. So I'm going to predict that Portugal beats Morocco 3-1. I'll just say that. So Portugal goes through. And then the last, and certainly not least, the final quarterfinal is England versus France. And this match is yet again another sort of rivalry between two teams. And look, I think both teams are heading into this match with great form with the players they both have. I think this will be a close game. I'm going with a 2-1 win, but I'm unsure on who. However, I think since with the recent news about Mbappe probably not going to be in the squad, I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure. But I will say England will win 2-1. So my two semifinals will be Brazil versus Netherlands and Portugal versus England. Those are my 4 semifinalists, basically. And yeah, that's my sort of review and preview for the round 16 review and quarterfinal preview. For that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on replay, obviously, do let me know in the comment section below what you guys think will happen, and if I get my predictions correct, basically. Other than that, please do like and subscribe to the channel. By the way, I think I'm very, very sleepy. I'll try to at least know the lineups for Brazil and Croatia v Brazil. Not sure if I'm going to watch any of the quarterfinal games, but I will say that it will be a big ask if I was to watch all the games tonight specifically. But yeah, until then, please do like the stream. Do subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and also I will have at least one live watch long, and that will be the World Cup final on the 18th of December, which will be on a Sunday. So until then, I will see you guys in the next one.